My husband emptied our $150,000 account for his pregnant mistress. He didn't know I'm a fraud analyst. Have you ever watched someone destroy their own life because they believed they were smarter than everyone else? My husband stole every dollar I had, kicked me out of my own house, and proudly replaced me with his pregnant mistress. He thought I'd disappear quietly. What he never imagined was that choosing me as his victim would be the biggest mistake of his life. My name is Olivia. The morning my life collapsed started like any other morning. I was sitting in my kitchen with a coffee, planning to invest savings I had spent years building. I'm a senior risk analyst. I trust facts more than feelings, which meant I knew exactly how much money should have been in our joint account. The moment I logged in, my entire world stopped. The balance showed zero. I assumed it was a technical error at first, but the transaction history told a different story. $150,000 had been wired out the night before, approved by my husband, Ryan. Before I could even call the bank, Ryan walked through the front door completely relaxed. When I demanded an explanation, he admitted it. He'd moved every dollar into an account belonging to Lauren, his former assistant. Then he calmly told me he was filing for divorce because Lauren was pregnant. As if that wasn't enough, he gave me 48 hours to leave the house. Lauren was moving in. The man I trusted for 6 years had stolen my savings, replaced me, and expected me to disappear without a fight. I reminded him I'd paid most of the down payment. My name was on the deed. Ryan just smiled, told me he'd already refinanced the property. According to him, I had signed every document days earlier. That was impossible. I'd been at a conference in another state. That's when I understood exactly what he'd done. He had forged my signature, worked with a fake notary, and buried me under $500,000 of fraudulent debt. Ryan thought he'd planned the perfect escape. He had no idea he'd just committed federal crimes. I didn't cry. I opened my laptop and created a file called Federal Fraud Evidence. Ryan thought I was just a woman obsessed with spreadsheets. What he forgot was that exposing financial risk is literally my profession. Every lie he told became another piece of evidence. Later that day, Ryan came back with his parents and sister carrying moving boxes. They walked into my house without permission and started packing my belongings, celebrating Lauren and her unborn baby the entire time. My mother-in-law actually called my stolen savings fair payment for wasting her son's youth. They expected me to scream. I stayed silent instead. Because while everyone was distracted celebrating, I was quietly watching for the person who wasn't. My brother-in-law, Jamal, slipped a folded note into my pocket. Jamal is an independent auditor. He'd already discovered Ryan had forged even more documents, using my identity to steal another $500,000. On that note was a name and a phone number. That Harrison was Lauren's husband and that he'd been searching for me. When I finally met Harrison, everything changed. He told me Ryan and Lauren had also stolen $2 million from one of his companies, through fake invoices and shell accounts. They thought they were stealing from an ordinary business. What they didn't know was that Harrison quietly controlled a billion-dollar investment empire, and instead of stopping them, he'd been watching them dig their own graves, collecting evidence strong enough to guarantee their complete destruction. Then Harrison made me a proposal that sounded almost unbelievable. A temporary legal marriage. By combining our financial claims, our two separate cases would merge into one massive federal conspiracy. Forgery, identity theft, wire fraud, embezzlement, all connected. Ryan and Lauren wouldn't just be facing a lawsuit anymore. They'd be facing a criminal investigation big enough to take down everyone who ever helped them. I said yes immediately. For the next several days, Harrison, Jamal, and I built a case so detailed there was nowhere left for Ryan to hide. Every forged signature, every wire transfer, every offshore account, every fake document, all connected into a single, undeniable timeline. Meanwhile, Ryan kept signing paperwork without reading it, trapping himself deeper with every signature. They celebrated their new mansion, their luxury cars, their perfect new life, all over social media. Every single photo they posted became evidence, proof of exactly where the stolen money had gone. They thought they were showing the world their success. They were actually documenting their own crimes, one post at a time. Then an invitation arrived. Ryan and Lauren wanted me at their engagement party so I could watch them celebrate the life they'd stolen from me. My former mother-in-law even attached a handwritten note telling me it was time I saw what real family looked like. I smiled, checked the box accepting the invitation, mailed it back the same day. They thought they were inviting a broken ex-wife to watch them win. What they actually invited was the woman who was about to watch federal agents walk into their engagement party and end everything they'd built. The party was exactly as extravagant as they'd promised. String lights, champagne towers. 100 guests toasting to their new beginning. Ryan spotted me by the entrance and smiled. The same smug smile from the morning he told me to get out of my own house. He didn't smile for long. Federal agents walked in right behind me, warrants in hand. Forensic teams moved through the property while Ryan's guests stood frozen, champagne glasses still raised. Lauren's mother-in-law, the woman who called my stolen life savings fair payment, watched her son's entire empire get seized in real time. Ryan looked at me like he still couldn't understand what had happened. I simply said, "You forgot what I do for a living." Within months, Ryan and Lauren faced federal charges for wire fraud, identity theft, and embezzlement spanning millions of dollars. Every account was frozen, every asset seized. My marriage to Harrison, as agreed, quietly dissolved once the case concluded, clean, legal, and exactly as planned. I rebuilt everything from the ground up. My savings, my name, my future, all mine again, untouched by anyone else's greed. Looking back, Ryan's biggest mistake wasn't the affair. It wasn't even the fraud. It was assuming that the woman he underestimated wouldn't know exactly how to take everything down, one piece of evidence at a time.